我はメシアなり
I'm sure you guys are wondering if there's gonna be any more footage coming out for Ashes of Creation.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Your answer to that? Yes. The dev team has been quite transparent about their game. Personally, I feel like they'll release more footage just to keep everyone happy. Since I got that out the way, let's talk about the footage. This time, they've shown how the metropolis and housing is going to be functioning in the game. There will be 3 types of housing: static housing, instance node apartments, and freehold. For static housing, there will be a limited number of houses per node. Keep in mind, if you build a house in the early stages of a node, and the node progresses, your house will progress as well. On the other hand, instant apartments, they're basically going to be for politics within the node. Now, for freeholds, you're going to have a lot more freedom in comparisons to the other housing. Besides being able to build your own house, you'll be able to grow a farm, build all kinds of different workshops, and much more. Other buildings you'll be able to construct are inns and taverns. With those buildings, they allow you to sell certain consumables that buff players. There's one thing I forgot to mention for the people that are worried if player housing could be destroyed. Is that player housing is only attackable if the node owner loses in the siege. Items inside of the house will be held on the account of the house owner. There will be restrictions to where you cannot build your house, such as important locations or in the middle of the road. Back to more information on the node system. There will be 4 types of nodes: military, economic, divine, and scientific. The node will be determined by its location. NPCs will reflect the type of node to expect, even at stage 1. For example, divine nodes will have priest NPCs, military will have soldiers, economics will have traders and merchants, and science will have scholars. Nodes will experience atrophy and will require consistent player activity in order to grow. The node will be determined by its location. There will be 8 types of architecture, and each one representing a character's race. Each player has racial markers, and the back end will track the amount of racial markers that are involved in the developing node, and the more markers there are of the particular race will influence the type of the architecture. Right off the bat, you can tell the game's going to be very in-depth with its features. If the node falls while you've been offline for a bit, you will maintain your personal designs and declarations, but the in-node assets will disappear, and the zone house will be susceptible to attack or removal. You may find a new house and lay down your recovered designs and declarations. There will be 6 different stages of development of a node, such as an expedition, which takes a few hours to build, an encampment that would take many hours, a village that would take a few days, a town that would take many days, a city will take a few weeks, and finally a metropolis that would take many weeks. The game gets much deeper than that. There are 4 methods of mayorship in city government systems, depending on the zone the city is found in. Election from citizens, election by PvP, election by revenue, and election by service. The election process happens on a monthly system. The game will have taxes for all the people in the node owning houses will have to pay. Taxes are given to the local node to progress the node as a whole. The node will have access to defense funds to guard NPCs, barricades, city walls, and other defenses, build up marketplaces, increase in stock options, and develop trade routes. There will be a system to account for player-run governments to interact between one another from node to node. I'm interested to see how fast the interactions will work, since there's no fast travel besides mounts and air travel from a node upgrade. Besides that, I'm kinda hyped to see conflict or friendly interaction between the nodes, since the node system is key in Ashes of Creation. The nodes force off communities for players within the node, which is nice if casual players want to stay within a node that's ran by a guild. Sure, there will be players who want to stay true to their solo roots, but why limit yourself when the game wants you to interact with players? Personally, that's like one of the things that keeps games fun, and we don't really see that much in the MMO genre. Don't get me wrong, there are times I want to go solo to do stuff, but grouping provides better access to certain content. Solo players will be needed if they're dedicated to their artisan class. The artisan class will have 3 trees that they can progress in: gathering, processing, and crafting. Artisans can choose one tree to dedicate themselves to, or they could spread out their progression in all trees to become efficient in all trees of artisanship. Mastering one tree will become less time consuming compared to trying to learn all 3 trees. If you have a strong influence on an economy as a solo player, you will be very important for communities to have. There is also farming, breeding, cooking, and that plays an extreme importance in the world. Players that dedicate themselves to this path of non-combat playstyle will have a greater influence over the world than those who directly influence PvP. Even though you can progress in all the artisan trees, there are still some restrictions that hasn't been set. I'm assuming it'll be better for players to max out one tree so you don't receive any restriction, even though you will miss out on the other trees. But that's where you'll have to search out for player interaction to trade what you need. I'm assuming it'll be better for players to max out one tree so you don't receive any restriction, even though you'll miss out on the other trees. But that's where you'll have to search out for player interaction to trade for what you need. That aspect of the game is very unique and will make multiple communities interact. Not all your resources are going to be near nodes. Some might have ores, while the others will not. If communities do not have enough resources around their nodes, they might group up together against a rival node that has what they want or need. The need for resources is going to be a key for interaction within the game. It'll be better to be a mix between a solo player and a player that groups, so you'll have the best of both worlds. Considering there are going to be guilds wanting control over land, it wouldn't be wise not to be in a community of some sort. Conflict is going to be a living and breathing thing, which is something you might not be able to always avoid. That's about it for this video. The next video will mainly be about PvP, guilds, and questing. If you have any questions about Artisan creation, or want me to make a video about a question, leave a comment down below. Until then, see you guys in the next video.